Hello everyone, hello, welcome back. Right, so I started this morning doing 100 tiny painting challenge, and I did the horse, I did this little one this morning in this other book. I've decided I'm going to use a different book, so I did this one, but I have decided I'm going to do 2 per page, so I've got a slightly bigger book to continue on with, and I am going to do 2 more paintings here. So I have decided, I'm going to do a little landscape, and we'll see how that goes. So I'm going to start with my horizon line, which is going to be up quite high. Get some more lead down on my pencil. Click that, there we go. Like that. There's a hill in the background. Like that. There's trees. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to do rocks in the foreground. The trick, I think, is to try and get lights and darks. I'm not sure whether I'm going to use gouache or watercolour. Not 100% decided yet, but we'll figure it out. And I'm just going to do rocks in the foreground along a little creek, because I need to practice my rocks. I haven't done a lot of rocks. I'm not much of a rock painter, but I thought I would have a go, because practice. Like that. Could do a little rock down here. Do some rocks over here. Like that. Not a whole lot of detail. A tree sort of just there. Actually, I will use my watercolors. Do some trees in the background. They sort of go up into like that. They're like a cypress tree. Like that. And then there's water. Like that. And then I'll do another rock there actually. And this is all water in here. So I'm going to start with, I'm going to get a bit of cloth, and I'm going to start with my sky. Grab my watercolours. Where'd I put them? Oh, here. Or will I do gouache? You know what? I'm going to do gouache, because why not? Let's do gouache. Okay, open up my gouache and let's get started. I'll just give my palette a little wipe. I do love watercolour, but I'm really enjoying gouache, so I'm going to do both. But I mean, you can mix it up. You can do watercolour and gouache. That's absolutely fine as well. So, okay, so we're going to use my gouache. I'm going to go in with my blue and my white, make me sky. Bit of blue, bit of white, and that's my sky colour. I'll just come down over all this area. Like that. There's a hill in the background. Apologise for my brightness on my thingy. I've just got to get that out the way a little bit. It's a bit glary, a bit airy McGlary. Not to worry. Okay. Going to get a bit more blue in there, I think. Make that a little bit stronger. Just a little. Just a little at the top. Like that. And I can drag that down. Like that. All right. I can pop some clouds in if I want to at the end. So now work from the back to the front. I'll do the mountains. So I'm going to do the mountains as a purpley colour. So I'll go my blue. I'll go a bit of brown to that. Bit of blue, bit of brown. It's a reddy brown, so it'll make a dark purple. And I will pop that in. It's like a purpley grey. The background, like that. I've been trying to do a lot more landscapes. there's something that I don't do a lot of, but I need to practice. So here I am. I'm going to add actually a little bit of, maybe a little bit of yellow to the top of that, just to get a bit of sun reflecting on there in the background for after. Bit of green. All right. Now I'm going to go yellow ochre, bit of yellow ochre, bit of white for the sandy bit, or the dirt bit over here. This is the background ground. I'll go round the rocks. And this is a fun one too, because I'm doing, it's like a landscape creek thingy, but also I don't do rocks and it's got lots of rocks. So I thought, you know what, I'm doing all of my outside my comfort zone things, which is fun. It's always fun. So I'm going to make up another grey with that purple. So using burnt umber, it's a reddy brown, with blue to make a deep purple, like almost a greyish purple. And I'm going to start by drawing in this tree, just some of the branches in the foreground. Oops, it is. Didn't mean to be that thick, but anyway. And these are under 3 inches, these pictures, so they're nice and little. I did the horse before and he only took me 20 minutes, so I thought I'll do a little bit more. The beauty of gouache is I can go over it. If I make any mistakes, I can go over it, so it's not an issue. I'm going to add a bit of blue to my green to make it, and a bit of blue, bit of brown to make it olive. And then in the background here, I'm going to add some little pine tree. It gets thicker at the bottom like that. And another one just here. Take it up to the top of the page pretty much. Doesn't have to be exact. There we go. I'll do a couple more. I'll do another little one sort of here. And next to it I might do a little seascape just for fun. Just because I can, because why not? I'll sort of rough up the grass a bit around here as well. Okay. I'll add some paler trees in the background, because as you go in the distance things get a little bit paler. Just a little bit. So I'll just do a couple of little suggestions of trees in the background behind those ones even. Just using the pure green. It's just a paler green like that. Okay. And I'm going to do this tree here. I'll do the lighter green that's sort of in the middle. I'm just going to use the one brush for this, size 4 silver black velvet, and I'll do some little branches around, little leafy bits like that. Take them right to the edge there. And I'm going to also add some yellow ochre. I've got an itchy nose, it's cold weather. I've got getting a bit sneezy as we're coming into our autumn. It's when the leaves all change and the grass all flowers and everything does what it does. Okay, I might do a little bush here as well. Let's work my way around this little painting. All right, in my brush, go in with a bit of green, top, like that. At the end I might pop some more yellow in. Now the water is actually a light green. Excuse me, I'm just going to blow my nose. My nose is all tickly. Hang on just a second. Just grab a bit of my cloth. Give it a good old wipe. There we go. That's better. Now, I'm going to go to a light grey for my stones. So I'm going to go I've got a bit of Payne's grey here. Little touch of Payne's grey. Add some white to make it quite pale for my stones. And I'm going to pop in my stone shapes. So I'm starting with sort of a middle tone on here. Block that in. It's quite diluted. There is a rock sort of over here. Comes up and over there. Paint over that. So it's the rock sort of frame the outside of the painting. Like that, and then come down into the foreground. Okay, cleaning my brush. I'm going to add some more that's bad grammar, some stronger yellow ochre just up here. I just want to add a little bit stronger gold through there. I'm going to add a bit more green, but in lines through this little bush here. Bit of brown maybe up the middle, just to give it a little bit of delineation for the little branchy bits. And I'm going to pop a little bit of bright yellow on the top of this one. I want to soften that up a bit more. Get a little bit of a light on the top of this bush so you can see the difference between the other bushes. A little bit of yellow on here too, where the sun's hitting them. Like that. Just a touch, just a touch. All right. Now, there is another little bushy bit here. I might just go in with yellow. It's there. Add a little bit of green to it for the bottomy bit. I'll add some more leafy detail. Actually, I could bring my rock up there. Now, the water is green. It's an olivey green. So I'll add a bit of brown to it. So it's a sort of a greeny, muddy water. Maybe not, oh gosh, that's a bit watery, but anyway, it is water, so that's fine. And I'm just going to pop this in. Just up here. Actually, I'm going to make it a little bit greener, a little bit more green than that. Let's have a look. It's a little bit better. I might add a little touch of white to it. Touch of white. Not that much white, but anyway. Oh well. Let's have a look. How's that look? Actually, that works. Let's do that. I'm going to come around. Just sort of a slightly dirty water. Work my way around the water areas. Here we go. Oops, days. Fill in all the bits. The rocks I'll do last for fun, because I like the idea of doing, I'm excited to do the rocks. So now I'm going to add some pure white. to this side. It's quite diluted, but just to lighten up the water on this side. Oops. I'm very new to landscape. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make that a bit bluer. I'm going to add a bit of blue to it. Changing my mind with the water, but that's the beauty of gouache, is you can go over it. So I am. That is the beauty of gouache. We'll make it a nice clear mountain stream, hey? We can do that. It's one of the things I am loving about the gouache as opposed to the watercolour. Alright. Don't mind that at all. I'll add a bit more white to the left hand, to this side that's getting hit with the light over here. It's quite diluted. Like that. And I'm going to pop in some darker ripples on this side, so I'll go back more into the blue on this side to create that contrast. Like that, going the way the water would go with the ripply bits and stuff. And there's water on this side. See, that's getting that reflection feeling quite nicely. Do a little bit of a shadow up here. Oops, it is. There we go. And I can darken right up in here, down the bottom, around this rock. I won't worry about too much detail in there. I can add a few little white ripples back. Pure white on top, just get some ripples going on top, just a little. Just make it look a little bit rough. All right, happy with that. Now the rocks. Holy dooly. So I'm going to go a bluey grey. So I'm going to go a bit of my grey, add it into my blue and a bit of my white. I'm sort of just making this up as I go because I'm not much of a rock painter, but we shall see. Actually, I need to go pure white. I need to brighten these rocks right up because the sun's hitting them. So I'll just brighten that up like that. Brighten the top of that one. Like that. And I'm just looking at shapes. I'm not worrying about what it is. I'm just looking at shapes. Trying not to get intimidated by what they are. The ones on this side are in shade, so they're going to be a little bit darker. Now, I'm going to grab some grey. And I'm going to draw in gently some lines to create some different colours on these rocks. We can use a little bit of brown as well. And they're just abstract shapes. So I'm just trying to think of them as that. All right. There'll be a little bit of a cracky bit up there. a stronger line, like cracks coming down here. All right. The more I do, the better it'll look, I'm hoping. But we shall find out, shan't we? Shan't we? I'll do this one down here a little bit brighter. Go my pure white. Like that. Can even go a little bit pure white on the top of that one. Okay, just getting a bit of my other colours that I've already got on my palette. And when I take this tape off, it'll give it a nice clean line, which will be nice. It'll be ideal. Just darken up, pick up a bit of this grey for here. So I'm getting my 3 different sort of rocks. Not sure how I'm feeling about that just yet, but anyway, I'm going to take this rock out of a slightly different shape. I'm going to take the nose of the rock out there a little bit. Sharpen up that edge. Like that. I want to make that rock a bit more crisp. Like that. Got a bit more of a hard bump on it. Like that. All right, now these ones, and I'll add a bit of blue to me white. Bit of blue, touch of blue, touch of blue. Just to keep it interesting over here, because the rocks are light and they will be reflecting the sky a little bit, in theory. Right, I'll go at the very end. I'll go in darker on the shadows. I'm going to go a bit more white. Where'd I put that? I'll get a bit of grey. Get a bit of grey and I'll pop that down in here. Whoops. Down in there, like that. Because these rocks on this side are darker. Because they're in the shade. So I'm going to do those in this darker grey. It's actually good working on a small scale, because it does seem to make it a little bit less stressful. This was large, because you sort of squint your eyes and you see little bits. You don't see it all at once. If it was large, you could see more detail. So this is a good way. It's a great challenge to get your confidence up doing things you're not used to doing. So I'm quite enjoying it, actually. All right. So it's a heap of rocks over there. I'm going to go in with pure dark grey right at the bottoms. Like that. All right, now I can come in dark down here. Do some shadows coming in here. Maybe I can darken this one up against that other rock, like that. That's looking better. We're getting there, peeps. Rocks are all hard lines, generally. All right, let's have a look again. Go up onto this one. I'm going to grab some more fresh paint on my brush. that. Just pop in some little rough bits and some holes in the top and all right. I'm going to pick up a bit more white back at the front of this one. There we go. Looking like rocks. I'm happy. So far, so goodly. I'm going to pop just a touch pure white. On the tops of some of these. Just so it looks like they're catching the light a little bit. I'm going to go a middle grey, get a bit more white in there, maybe a bit of blue, just to mix up these greys a little. Don't want to fill in all of it, but I do need to get a little bit of definition in amongst these ones. I'm going to fill this one up a bit bigger, make it a more solid rock. Grab my white again, go over the top. Alrighty, having a look. I'm going to do some pebbly little ones over here. Sort of going into the water a little bit. Go into my pure dark for the bottom. Like that. Keep your lines straight and quite firm, quite hard. Alright, let's have a look. I'm going to go at slightly skis, whatever's here. Just to add a bit of it, actually I'll add a bit more blue to that. Get a bit more blue, a bit of grey. So I just want a couple of different greys to this one down here maybe. Bit of red maybe, bit of reddy brown. In there. In there. Let's have a look. It's looking alright, we're getting there. I've got to change because it's not just the tops of the rocks that are got reflections on, it's got light on them, so I seem to just go down the nose of them. Just keep them a little bit abstract. I'm going to go around the edge now, here, so the water's sort of creeped in around, like that. There we go. Whoops-a-days. So I'm just doing 100 tiny paintings challenge and having a go at it anywho. I've got to darken up the edges, or actually I'm going to, right this second, I'm going to make a dark green. I'm just going to put some shadowy bits on this side. I am not good at trees. I'm not. But I'm trying. So I've got to darken up. I'm going to go in with like pure, ooh, that didn't work. A dark, stronger blue. In here, in the edges, some of the edges, not all of it. Just to create a little bit of contrast, a little bit of interest. Like that. And right into these edges. All right, I think that one on the left is done. I'm going to call that one. What do you reckon? I reckon that's done. I'm happy with that. So now what else am I going to do? I reckon I need a seascape because glutton for punishment and all that. So next one will be a sea scene, I think. Let's try a seascape. Let's do it. So, making all the noises, having a look. I want one that's got lots of contrast though, because it'll help, it makes it easier. So we're going to do this seascape. It's not anywhere in particular. It's just like, I think it's just like an Irishy landscape. Big cliff with a wild ocean. But I'm trying to practice getting my lights and darks. All right, so that is pretty much my mountainy bit. All right, I reckon I'm going to call that, and let's get started. We're going off again. Where's me? Oh, pooey. Oh, there it is. Is that it? That's it. I found it. There's nothing to see here. Okay, so I'm going to do my Stormy Sky. I'm going to start with the light blue, blue and white, and this is gouache. So I'm going to fill the sky, just fill it. Oh, maybe not that wet, but that's okay. Take that down to the water line. All right, I'm going to make a grey. Okay, I'll make a stormy colour. It's much easier to do clouds with watercolour, I've decided, but that's okay. I'm going to grab some white and just go up the top. Make them look a bit stormy and ominousness. Oh, that's looking a bit stormy. We're getting there. It's looking a little bit stormy, maybe-ish. I've got the Thunderbird song in my head, like dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna do rain. Look, we're doing rain. But I didn't even know I could do rain like that with this, but there we go. We've got rain. Look at me go. So now the ocean, I'm going to do blue. I'm going to add a bit of burnt sienna to it because I want it to be a stormy purpley grey. But it needs to be darker and deeper than the sky. Oops, the days. Actually, I've got to do the water coming up the cliff a little bit. I've just really fallen in love with gouache. Okay, for a start, that's the very first layer. Now I'm going to add a bit of white to it. I've got to top up my gouache palette actually. I've used it that much. I'm going to add some lighter colours over the top. We're just going to start to build up. Actually, I'm going to work, before I go onto the ocean anymore, actually, I wish I had a turquoise. I don't have a turquoise. I've got to figure out, where's my colour wheel? I need, oh, there it is. I want to make a turquoise. And I'm not sure what colour to add with what to make it. Oh, so blue and white. Blue, green and white. So blue, let's try that blue. Light green. Let's see how this goes. And white. Whoops, a bit more blue, a bit more light green. Touch more blue. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Dipped it in my thing. Hang on. Maybe. Is that a little bit? Yeah, that's a little bit turquoise, maybe. It's a bit too green. No, I want it a bit more just at the edges, because the water in the shallows does get a bit more of the light towards it, because the water is crashing up on the cliffs here. But I'll just do that on there now, and I'll build that up in a minute. Can do little ripples down in the foreground like that. Okay, we're going to work on the cliff. I'm going to work on the cliff. So I'm going to start with a transparent, or I always call it transparent sienna, it's burnt sienna. My ready burnt sienna. I'll add a little bit of white to it to lighten it off, because the pink cliffs probably need a bit more white than that, like that. And I'm literally just going to run down the face of these cliffs. Oops a daisy. Make that cliff out, go out a bit further then, shall we? Because I just accidentally did a thing and went where I shouldn't have gone. All right. I'm just going to block in pretty much the whole thing for the second, like that. Same with this side. Just block it in. And this is Shinhan gouache. It's not terribly expensive. It's the most affordable I've come across, and it's beautiful. It's lovely and vibrant. It flows really well when you add water. And if you don't add water, it still works nice. So come down here, fill in my little cliffy bit here. I can tighten up the edges and tidy that all up in a minute. But for now, that's looking all right. Now I'm going to make a browny grey. So I'm going to go into my brown, my darker brown. I'm going to add that to my pinky colour. And I'm just going to pick out, add a bit more brown to my pinky colour. And I'm going to pick out a little bit of the cliff. This is a watercolour brush, so it's a little bit soft. I sort of need a stiffer brush. I need like an acrylic brush. I think I've got to go through and hunt out some stronger brushes, because the gouache tends to be a bit more goopy, a bit thicker, a bit more dense to use. And it's just picking out shapes. I'm just picking out shapes. Quite sharp shapes. Come down around this one, the leading edge of it like that. All right. I can do a lighter grey at the bottom. I'll add a bit more white to my mix over here. And that'll make a light sort of muddy grey. Bottom of this cliff. To the bottom of that one as well. Can add some greys into here, because rocks aren't just, especially these are like sandstony cliffs. I want to go purpley, I want to go a darker purpley colour in here. So I'm going to add a bit of blue to me over there. Add a bit of reddy brown and a bit more blue. Bit more blue, there we go. Take that darker shadowy colour into there. It's almost the storm colour. And just, because this goes into the darkest shadow area on that second cliff. Like that. I can even go darker again, just into that back edge, like that. That wants to separate for some reason, not quite sure why, but anyway, there we go. Add that in there. I'm going to go a bit of yellow ochre even. I can go a little bit of yellow ochre and a bit of white onto this one. And it's just, I'm not, it's like, I don't know, I'm practicing. This is all just for learning Hopefully by the end of 100 paintings, I'll be half good. Hopefully, in theory, and all that. So I'm going to go blue. That's a brown. Oh my God. And a bit of blue, just a little bit of ultramarine. Like that. Because these rocks down here are quite dark. And they're jagged. Bajaggedy. Bajiggity. They are. And they go off into the water. Like that. I'll take that right around the bottom. We're starting to get a bit of, it's a little, getting a bit more looking like a cliff, less like just blobs. But that's the thing, things go through an ugly stage and they literally look like blobs to start. And you think, oh God, it's not going to work. And then it's like, oh, hang on a minute, it worked. I always hit a phase in my paintings, in every single one, where I go, oh no, that's not going to look good. Pretty much all the time, every time. So I'm going to add a bit of brown, bit of blue, make another blue grey, bit of white. Just want to make a light grey again. I'm going to add some rocky texture, hither dither, in a few different spots. And I'm really enjoying, I have to say, I'm really enjoying doing water lately. I'm very much enjoying painting water. All right. Don't mind if it's a little bit rough and a little bit dry brushy. That's fine by me. I'm going to add a bit. Actually, I'm going to do my green on my cliff. On the grass on the top. I want my grass on my top. Because that helps to make things look right. Comes right down onto there. I will add some darker green as well. Just a touch at the back. So you've got like shadows coming from the clouds. Like that. I'm going to add a bit of white. Whoops, not the green. To get my brush clean. Bit of white. I'm just doing sort of square blocky line marks. So it looks like there's just stuff on the cliff. Not absolutely everywhere, but it's trying to get a bit more definition on these. Trying, not sure what I'm doing, but you know what? It's all just practice, hey? All right. I've got to do a bit more of a lighter brown. I'm going to go to my reddy brown on the bottom of the cliff, just here. I might add a bit of white to that too, actually. All right. Go real contrasty in with my brown on my top of my cliff line. Having a quick look. Gonna really strengthen this one up, make it dark. I want to go dark there. take that right up pretty much there. Starting to come to life. Just got to be a bit careful I don't go overboard. All right. So I'm going to start on the ocean now. Do long waves out here. And gouache is lovely for waves, actually. Yeah. Got to do, the waves are breaking. I'll do breaking waves up here. Got to try use the purest white paint that I've got. I've got to buy myself a turquoise because oceans need turquoise. I have turquoise in watercolor, just not in gouache. I'm just going to do the little ripply bits coming down. Okay. Could do some more pure blues back into that as well. Might make that a bit more wave-like coming in here. Just give a couple more waves going in and around that corner, like that. Make it a bit more wild and woolly looking. All right. Okay, having a quick look. I might add a bit of yellow onto the front of this cliff, you know. Just a bit of yellow. Just to give it a bit of zingy-ling. A bit of lift on the very face. Like that. That helps it to pop just a fraction. I wish I could make turquoise. I'm gonna add a bit of white to my green. See if I can see. I just need maybe a bit more blue. Oh, that's all right. That's a little bit, because where the waves hit, they're getting up higher, like into the shallows. There is a lot more greeny blue. Back into me white and get some pure white on top. All right. What do we reckon, peeps? Got to get a bit more of these ripply bits. Just using the very tiniest tip of my brush. The teeny tiniest littlest bit. Oops. Had a bit of some other colour on that, but that's okay. Just want to get a bit of the pure white onto there. Some stronger white. need it really thick over the top of the blue. All right, I don't want to overwork it. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think it's okay. But I might even almost call this, I reckon. I'm going to put a bit more light in the clouds. Get a bit more contrast going up there. Want it to be a bit more aggro looking. Bit more aggro looking. A little bit softer in the distance maybe. Like that. And then get me rain coming down. Don't like that. Hang on, I'm just going to go back over me bit up here. Might even, because that looks quite good actually. I might actually add a bit more of that deeper blue into there. Into the distance like that. Yeah, I like that actually, adding a bit of that stronger blue back in. Just for a little bit of contrast. Go over that with a little bit of white even. Just have it coming up into here. Not a lot, that'll do. A little bit more white. Just onto the edges of that blue that I just put there. All right, I'm going to call that. I'm going to say that's done. Let's take off the tape and see how they look. This is the fun bit. I love doing this. All right, come on down. And there we have 2 more tiny paintings. Woohoo! So that's 3 for the day. 3 out of 100. That's great fun. And I think I like it on the two on the one page. So I just have to coordinate them somehow, like have a seascape and a landscape, or like animals of the same species. But yeah, because I'm not a landscape person, this is great practice. This is really great practice. And I can do a couple little still lifes and things like that. But that was a lot of fun. So thank you for hanging out. I'm really enjoying little stuff. This is fun. So awesome. Okay, thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. Have an awesome day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you. I will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow to do 2 more. Unless I get on a roll and I don't want to do 1,000 more. But I won't. I'll do 2 more. So, thank you for hanging out. Have an awesome day, night. And I will see you when I'm looking at you. Okie dokie. See you all.